Trump's distance from reality keeps growing. I'm going to try to stay calmer tonight than I normally do because it does no good for me to. How many times have I said this over the past 35 years? It does no good for me to start screaming and frothing at the mouth and ranting and raving. But now Trump claims he always knew the coronavirus would be a pandemic. For weeks, Trump minimized the coronavirus. He mocked concern about it, treated the risk from it very cavalierly. Katie Rogers wrote this for the New York Times. And yesterday he took the White House lectern and made a remarkable assertion. He knew it was a pandemic all along. Now, when I tell you who wrote the piece I'm quoting from and where I found it, it is something I have learned to do when I worked in journalism. And that is always come up with attribution. I don't want anyone to think these are my words. These words belong to Katie Rogers. And it wasn't published at MikeMalloy.com. It was published in the New York Times. But when I quote from these people, anytime you hear me use some of my gutter, foul, stinking, rotten, scatological language, that's not in the article. I'm just adding that because it feels right, because of who I'm talking about. Anyway, yesterday Trump told reporters, this is a pandemic. I felt it was a pandemic long before it was called a pandemic. All right, well, Katie put together what Trump has actually said over the past 2 months, and I'm going to share it with you. January 22nd, he was asked by a CNBC reporter whether there were, quote, worries about a pandemic, end quote. Trump replied, quote, no, not at all. We have it totally under control. It's just one person coming in from China, and we have it under control. It's going to be just fine. February 26th, a month later, a White House news conference. Commenting on the country's first reported cases, Trump said this, quote, we're going to be pretty soon at only 5 people, and we could be just 1 or 2 people over the next short period of time. So we've had very good luck, end quote. Next day, February 27th, at a White House meeting, it's going to disappear, the orange bastard said. It's like a miracle. It will disappear. March 7th, standing next to the dictator of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, and the two of them were at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's little club in Palm Beach, Florida. When Trump was asked if he was concerned about the virus because it was spreading closer to Washington, he said this. The orangutan said this, quote, no, I'm not concerned at all. No, I'm not. No, we've done a great job, end quote. At least 3 members of the Brazilian delegation and 1 Trump donor at Mar-a-Lago that weekend later tested positive for the virus. March 16th, in the White House briefing room, warning that the outbreak would, his word, wash away this summer. It'll wash away. He said this, quote, this is March 16th. What's the date today? March 18th. Quote, so it could be right in that period of time where it, I say, wash. It washes through. Other people don't like that term, but where it washes through. End quote. Now that comment on Monday the 16th was part of the bastard's inching toward a more urgent tone in recent days. But his assertion yesterday that he had long seen the pandemic coming, oh, look over there, it's a pandemic, was the most abrupt pivot yet from the endless bullshit, lying, fucked up claims and caustic remarks that this prick has made about the disease. See, I can't do it. I can't get through one article without starting to verbally lose control over this son of a bitch. I'll keep trying. Yesterday, Trump spent most of a lengthy news conference praising his administration's response to the pandemic, saying the only mistake his administration made had been a mismanagement of relationships with the news media. That's the only mistake he made. So all you people that are going to die, you don't know it yet because you're not even sick yet, but all you people who are going to fucking die, and it may include me, the dear leader is letting us know he has been on top of it and in total control, nothing to worry about. When asked why he had suddenly adopted a somber and realistic tone about the virus yesterday, Trump denied that he had changed his mind at all. He said, quote, "No, I've always viewed it as very serious. There was no difference yesterday from days before. I feel the tone is similar, but some people said it wasn't." There's those fucking some people again. Yo, some people, come here, come here. Oh, don't run, goddammit. See, they won't come up to the mic. Come here. Some people. They're gone. Besides denying the seriousness of the virus over the past 2 months, the son of a bitch has also displayed just a shitty, condescending, patronizing, bitchy tone toward people who took it more seriously. During a campaign rally in South Carolina on February 28th, when he had one of his slobbering, screaming 2 minutes hate that stretches into an hour and a half, Trump accused Democrats and the media of hysteria. Yes, we're all hysterical. And unfairly criticizing his administration by engaging in what he said was a political hoax. This was not even a month ago. It sounded to me that he was saying that the virus itself was a hoax. But his supporters, like the prick Sean Hannity and the rest of these people, have argued that he was referring to the Democratic criticism, not the virus itself. The criticism was a hoax. How the fuck is that possible? I mean, a criticism is a criticism. How can it be a hoax? And until recently, he and several of his advisors, that would be the Nazi Jew Stephen Miller, his fucked up son-in-law Jared, his bitchy daughter Ivanka, and the two dumb fuck adult Trump brothers, they have mocked his Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar. They made fun of him behind his back. They call him an alarmist. Another theme regarding this orangutan has been his constant putting out there inaccurate information, if not outright lies. At a campaign rally on February 10th, Trump suggested that the virus would be gone by April. Yeah, it'll be gone. A claim he frequently has repeated, even though his advisors had warned him that much about the virus was still not known. Oh, but I know everything. I know the good words. I'm a stable genius. What did he say at CDC, Kathy? Oh, I understand this stuff. Yeah, maybe I should have gone into the medical field. I think I should have been a doctor. You fucking idiot. You don't know how to put on a Band-Aid. Are you kidding? Anyway, Trump said on March 6th during a tour of the CDC, what I'm just talking about, he said, quote, "Anybody right now and yesterday, anybody that needs a test gets a test. They're there. They have the tests, and the tests are beautiful." You fucking moron. During that same visit, Trump praised his own, what he called, natural ability to grasp scientific theories. Trump. And then he likened the quality of the test to a White House recounting of a phone call. You know which one I'm talking about. He said this, quote, "The transcription of that phone call was perfect, right? This was not as perfect as that, but pretty good." It's fucking crazy. And while the dumb fucks around him, with the exception of Dr. Fauci, are struggling to form a uniform answer about testing, the orangutan also made misleading claims, I call them lies, about whether there would be a vaccine for the virus. On February 29th, the orangutan said a vaccine would be available, quote, "very quickly and very rapidly." Yes, he should have gone into science. And he at the February 29th meeting, he praised his administration's actions as, quote, "the most aggressive taken by any country." What the fuck? No, you orangutan miserable prick, you. China's actions were the most aggressive. Oh, well. His statement about how long it would take for a vaccine, very quickly, very rapidly, was corrected by Dr. Fauci in front of reporters. You know what Fauci said, 12 months to 18 months. And this week, Trump announced that a vaccine candidate was entering a clinical trial, which only is happening because of his glorious, wonderful, astute leadership. Ta-da! Holy fuck. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.